Well, thanks and welcome to join me on the 6:50 News. I'm Kejang Henry Atembe. Let's begin with our top stories. Missing fetus at the Lakantini Hospital in Douala causes consternation. Hospital's authorities have debunked systems that were put in place to make sure the birth of a child was supposed to take place in all due respect to medical norms. The womb villagers in the camp division asked for the health of their chief for malpractices. He's been asked to be dethroned. Top stories.
Canal International. Canal International.
I'm Kejang Henry Atembe, thanking you for being there with us on the 6:50 News. A family in Douala is still to come to terms with what they consider a stillbirth, as announced by the Lakantini Hospital following the disappearance of a fetus. It was 7 months old, and the 20-year-old girl was about to give birth, but then was informed that the baby passed out in a very unpredictable circumstance. But it is reported that the fetus was disposed of without the knowledge of the family. Ambo Gladys.
When we arrived at the Lakantini Hospital, April 3, 2023, we met a devastated and emotionally shattered family demanding the dead fetus and placenta of their daughter and wife. After they were informed, the young girl, Belle Esther Aurélie, had a stillbirth on the night of March 31. They are preoccupied with the silence of management of the health establishment. When she put to birth, no one was close to her. Her sister-in-law was out at that moment to settle the bills. I was denied access to the labor room. We waited for long to have the placenta to no avail. Few minutes later, I was informed she had a stillbirth and that the fetus was delivered in parts. I am devastated. They are not telling us anything. We want to understand what exactly happened. In shock, the family tries to get to management of the hospital to no avail, and as the hours pass by, suspicions keep rising until they finally meet the director of the Lakantini Hospital, Dr. Isomba. The birth process was complicated and did not take place in good condition. It was a 7-month-old pregnancy. Lack of communication led to several interpretations. We are pleased to have given the family explanations. With all the difficulties we encountered meeting management, we finally met the director. We wanted to know why we couldn't have the placenta and the dead fetus. We feel bad for the loss, but we have received a response to our worry. In a communique issued by management of the hospital on April 4, the hospital administration debunked information circulating on social media over a stolen baby from the health facility. It explains the young lady arrived at the hospital with threats of an inevitable late abortion attempt, expressing regrets that out of lack of vigilance from midwives, a trainee flushed the dead fetus in a sink.
Very unfortunate there. It was equally a very tense atmosphere in the Womb. The Womb is a locality or a village in the Camp division of the Littoral region. And so the residents have actually demanded for the dismissal or dethronement of their traditional ruler suspected of malpractices which are contrary to the tenets of their tradition. More indeed.
Tension is high in the warm in Yabasi, a forest locality in the littoral region. Villagers have joined their voices to that of some kingmakers asking for their chief to be dethroned. This follows a month of accumulated acrimony against a third-class chief accused of indulging in illegal practices which are contrary to the tenets of their tradition and customs. Placards expressed indignation and urgent wish for His Royal Highness Raymond Pascal, the third-class chief of the Wom village in the Canton Wuri, Buele district of Yabasi, to be dismissed from his functions. After investigations, the village council concluded that the chief has soaked himself in shady land deals that has pinned down the community from moving forward.
La filoterie de transport, Sa Majesté, plusieurs fois, se place à PK14, prend une moto pour le déposer à Diwan PK33.
A crisis meeting held at the SDO's office in Yabasi to examine the complaints jointly signed by the elites and population pressing for the dismissal of the chief, which has been forwarded to the Ministry of Territorial Administration. During the meeting, several other accusations were levied against the chief and tabled to the administrative authorities. Among other problems raised is a growing practice of witchcraft and absence of collaboration with the population. The accused chief, according to reports, had opposed on 4 occasions to the point of blocking administrative authorities from visiting the village.
Thanks very much, Maureen D. And a peace mission has been put in place to by the Northwest Regional Assembly to make sure that the speed of development in the 3 subdivisions of the Ngok-Ketunda division, that is the realities on the ground for the betterment of the population. Sherifa Salah reports with calls from Northwest Chief Correspondent Annie Collins.
Drawn from Babesi, Balikumbad and Dop Central subdivisions, these are members of the Peace and Development Committees for the 3 subdivisions of Ngok-Ketunda Division in the Northwest region. They have been installed over the weekend with the mission to preach and sell the agro and fisheries development potentials of their division in a bid to a return to normalcy. They will be headed by a divisional committee.
A lot has been done. The state of the division today is not what it used to be some years ago. We move now freely in the division. There are still some few areas which are not safe, but globally the division is safe.
To be abreast with the work on the field, some NGOs, religious and other organizations were invited to share their success stories on working in conflict areas. They advised the committee members to live and share daily realities of the villagers.
In Babisi, we are going to mobilize the population, for example, to work improve the drainage system, because one of the challenges that they have today is with drainage. So we are going to mobilize the population to work to improve their own drainage system, and they will pay for it. In Baba is walk around the market and walk to the Fons Palace. In Babungu is walk behind the health center. In Bamunka it is walk on several streets of the road.
An initiative of the Northwest Regional Assembly, the regional structure has vested interest in a normalcy returning to Ngok-Ketunda Division, where its vice president, who is also president of the House of Chiefs, has been in separatist captivity for over 1 year.
Well, thanks, Sherifa Saleh, and some senior divisional officers, as well as their collaborators, that is divisional officers of the 10th region of the country, have been or have received vehicles that will permit them, several vehicles permit them to make sure that they facilitate their work across the country. These pickup vehicles and produced cars were at their disposal, handed by the Minister of Territorial Administration. Details with Beatrice Nkamo from Yaoundé.
The local administrative authorities, senior divisional officers and divisional officers are often faced with small but significant challenges that impacts their output. One of them is having what it takes to reach out to the nooks and crannies of the territories under their command. Need for appropriate vehicles.
These are the keys I'm giving. for your vehicle, you have to make good use of the vehicle. Thank you very much, sir.
And so 38 new four-wheel vehicles comprising 5 Prado and 33 pickups were handed the local authorities.
You are the local administrative authorities representing the head of state and the entire government. So it's important for you to have the vehicles so that you can exercise your duties properly.
This with firm instruction from the Minister of Territorial Administration.
Use those vehicles as if you are using your shirt or your tie. If your shirt is dirty, you have to wash it. If your tie is dirty, you cannot put it. I want to tell you that we are all very, very lucky because we are talking about 76 vehicles in less than 2 years. It's quite exceptional.
The endowment now in its second phase will continue, making sure all 58 SDOs and 360 DOs in Cameroon have what it takes to move around their areas of command, know what is happening so as to respond adequately.
And the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform has actually tasked those of the sectoral ministry to make sure that they speed up with of the deconcentration process of the state payroll. In fact, during a workshop that took place in Yaoundé, the various reports that were submitted by the respective committees in charge of that. Details with Hyacinthia.
It was on March 9, 2012, when President Paul Biya signed a decree demanding the deconcentration of the management of the state payroll. And by implication, all the sectoral ministries have the competence and possibilities of managing their personnel and paying their salaries. But 11 years after, the process is yet to take effect in most ministerial departments. Reason for the workshop this April 4th, which brought together stakeholders of different ministries, presided at by the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms, geared towards bridging the odds.
We still have some problems of the management of these two aspects. That's why we thought it's important to make a kind of evaluation to see what is or what are the problems and what can be the solutions to these problems. And today, I'm glad that almost all the ministries, all the administrations are here present so that we should try to see together what is going on, what is not good, what is wrong, and what must be ameliorated and implemented in all the administrations.
Minister Joseph Lay reiterates that his collaborators and those of the Ministry of Finance are at the service of other administrations to help in the full implementation of the reforms.
Well, thanks very much, Hyacinthia. And of course, the announcement came like a bombshell and caught everyone unawares that the group media mogul Emmanuel Shachwi was appointed senator by the president amongst the 3 appointed senators from the West region. And so 4 days after, his personnel actually received him, and a surprise one that we are going to observe in the following report.
Région de l'Ouest, sénateur titulaire, Monsieur Chatué Emmanuel, c'est signé le président de la République, Paul Biya.
Little did he know that his personnel had reserved a surprise for him on his appointment by the President of the Republic, trailing for Senator-appointed Emmanuel Shachwi to see the way the personnel of Canal Media Group lined up from the lobby of the media group to the door leading to his 3rd floor office on Monday, April 3, 2023, accompanied by the wife, Colette. Now counted amongst the wisest of the upper house, Senator Shachwi expressed his gratitude to the head of state for his appointment.
I take this opportunity you have given me to express my gratitude to the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya.
And to his personnel, he remains indebted for the affection and collaboration.
Monsieur le Président, directeur, nous tenons sincèrement à vous présenter toutes nos vives félicitations pour votre nomination au poste de sénateur.
The appointment of Chatui to many does not come from the blues. His contribution as a media mogul and a business magnate could as well won the favors for his appointment. Make no mistake, he sometimes jokingly puts it to his personnel and collaborators, and I quote, "I am Chatui, my name is Chatui, I am not the son of Chatui." This insinuates he is a self-made man and was never fed like many children with a golden spoon. For a brief anecdote, Chatui only got the name Emmanuel when he was baptized in the Catholic Church, which he subsequently adopted, making him Emmanuel Chatui, and today Senator Emmanuel Chatui. And congratulations to you, Senator Emmanuel Chatui, drawing the curtains there for this edition of the 615 News. I've been Kejang Henry Timbe in Douala. Coming up is The Brave, and we're expecting Lee Piju to be here with us. And from all of us, it's goodbye.